Hey, welcome back to the lecture. In the previous lecture, we updated our kernel image. We have to do one more settings in our target. That is, we have to make sure that our board can communicate with the internet. This is very important because later, if we want to install any packages on our BeagleBone Black hardware, then we should have internet connectivity. Now, in this lecture, I'm going to explain how you can enable internet over USB. So BeagleBone board can communicate to the internet over the USB cable by sharing your PC's internet connection. You need not to use a separate Ethernet cable to connect your board to internet. The required drivers are enabled by default in the kernel and loaded when Linux boots on the board. But you must enable internet sharing on your host.
Now in this lecture I'm going to explain how you can enable internet over USB. First let's look at the target settings. In the target settings you have to touch one file, that is resolve.conf. Then you have to add the default gateway address by running the below command. The default gateway in our case is our system, that is host. First let's do the target settings, and later we can see what are the settings required in order to share your system's internet with the target. Let's first head over to command prompt, and I'm in the target's terminal. So this is BeagleBone. Here just do ifconfig. When you do ifconfig, you should see internet over USB interfaces such as USB 0 and USB 1. Here it is USB 0. Through this interface, the board can communicate to the internet or to the network over the USB. Now you can just ping to the host by running the ping command. Just try this command, ping 192.168.7.1. This is the address of the host. If you can just run this command, you can see you are able to establish the connection. And after that, let's try to ping to google.com. Now you see the error. The error is temporary failure in name resolution. That means we have to set the DNS server address. For that, what we should do is we have to modify the file /etc/resolve.conf. So let's edit the resolve.conf. Go to root user. For that, run the command sudo -s. Enter the password, that is temppwd. I am in the root user now. Just type vi/etc/resolve.conf. After that, hit enter. Go to the insert mode by typing I. Here just type these addresses: name server space 8.8.8.8, and again one more time, name server space 8.8.4.4. After that, save and exit. After that, add default gateway address by running the below command. Route add default gateway with the address of the default gateway. Let's run this command. So this is the host IP address. And this command is really important. And whenever you reboot your BeagleBone Black hardware, you should again run this command. Let's move forward. Let's check the host settings. In the host settings, you need to ensure that IP packet forwarding is enabled in the file /etc syscontrol.conf. Inside this file, you have to search for this line. If it does not exist, you have to add this line. After that, you have to run these commands in order to share your internet connection with the BeagleBone Black hardware. And remember that if you reboot your machine, again you must run all these commands. So it's better you create a small script and execute whenever your machine reboots. That's why I have attached the script with this lecture, so just download the script named usbnet.sh. This is a script name, so just keep it in your host system's home directory and run that script. It will enable the internet sharing. Basically, the script contains all these commands. Let's head over to our command prompt. Let me go to the host. So let's check the host settings. In the host settings, you have to enable the IP packet forwarding. To do that, you have to modify the file /etc/syscontrol.conf. Inside this file, you have to search for this line. Here we can see that line. You have to uncomment this line to enable IPv4 packet forwarding. In my case, it's already uncommented. Please uncomment if it is commented. Let's save and exit. After that, here I have copied that script usbnet.sh. Here you have to verify this name. This is the Wi-Fi interface name for my machine. This is true for my machine. It could be different for your machine, so you have to change it here and here. Let's see how to change that. Just run ifconfig on your machine. My machine is just connected to the Wi-Fi and this is the Wi-Fi interface. That's why I have used that in the script. If yours is something different, then you have to use that name. So you might not be using Wi-Fi, or you may be using wired connection or something like that. Then you should check what is your primary internet connection interface. When you run ifconfig, you will get it and you have to use that name. After that, what you have to do is you have to just give executable permission for the script. Just run this command sudo chmod +x usbnet.sh. After that, just run that script. That's it. Now go to your target and ping to google.com. Now you can see that it is able to do name resolution and it can ping. Then run the command sudo apt-get update. So you can install any packages if you want by running sudo apt-get install on your BeagleBone Black hardware. Now let's just reboot the board. Let's see what happens when we reboot the board. We can still able to communicate to the internet or not. Now let's try to ping to google.com. Now you can see I am not able to connect to internet. So what you do is you have to add the default gateway once again, because the default gateway entry is removed, so you have to add that again. Now let's try. It connects. So whenever you reboot the host, remember that you should run that internet sharing script again.